Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Body found in Delacree Park, deceased said to be of unsound mind. A man believed to be of unsound mind was found dead by residents in Delacree Park, Kingston 13 on Friday morning. He has been identified as 38-year-old Kemar Barrett, who lived on St. Peter's Square in the housing scheme, but whose body was found along Fairman Way. It was reported that residents stumbled upon the now deceased and summoned the police. Upon arrival, lawmen saw Barrett's body lying on its back in blood. He had wounds to the head and upper body. The body was transported to Kingston Public Hospital, where death was confirmed at 6:38 a.m. Two 9mm spent casings were found at the scene, the police stated. Two killed in Manchester. Two men were shot dead in separate incidents in Manchester on Friday. In the first incident, a man was shot and killed on Old Greenville Road in Mandeville, mid-afternoon Friday. His identity has not yet been released. In the second incident, a businessman was shot and killed in Warwick near Crosskeys in South Manchester. Up to late Friday, police were on the scene. The circumstances surrounding both incidents are not yet clear. Statistics from the police show that up to December 27, Manchester recorded 55 murders since the start of the year when compared to 33 for the corresponding period last year. Man caught on CCTV withdrawing cash from tourist stolen card. A man is in police custody after he allegedly stole a tourist bank card at a resort in Ochoa, St. Anne on Wednesday, December 21, and withdrew cash from it. Charged is 32-year-old Dimitri French of an Old Hope Road address. Reports are that the tourist and his partner left their cottage for dinner between 7 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. and later discovered that his cash and bank card were missing from his wallet. The tourist was also reportedly alerted of two transactions made from his account totaling US $20,000. A report was made to the police and CCTV footage was provided of French allegedly committing the offense. He was subsequently arrested and charged. Man charged after firearm seized by security guard. A man has been charged with breaches of the Firearms Act after a security guard seized his illegal firearm on Marcus Garvey Drive on Tuesday, December 13. Charged is 39-year-old Dave Tyrrell of Ellington Road, Bridgeport in St. Catherine. Tyrrell was charged with possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition after a Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 17 9mm rounds of ammunition was taken from him by a security guard. Reports are that about 5:30 p.m., the security guard who was on duty noticed Tyrrell with a firearm and made inquiries. Tyrrell could not produce a firearm license or permit, so the security guard confiscated the weapon and summoned the police. On arrival of the lawmen, the firearm and ammunition were handed over. However, Tyrrell could not be found. On Wednesday, December 21, he turned himself into the police accompanied by his attorney. He was subsequently charged after an interview was conducted. Teen accused of threatening child's mother for custody of baby. An 18-year-old man accused of using an illegal firearm to threaten the 19-year-old mother of his child has been slapped with multiple assault charges. Javon Gooden, otherwise called Mojo, is facing charges of possession of a prohibited weapon, using a firearm to commit a scheduled offense, and assault at common law. Reports are that he used a gun to threaten the mother of his child if she did not give the offspring to him. According to the police, the incident occurred on Friday, November 25, 2022. It was reported that about 12:50 p.m., the woman was on West Parade in downtown Kingston, purchasing fruits when she was approached by Gooden, who demanded that she hand over the child. A firearm was reportedly brought into play. Gooden then allegedly threatened to kill his child's mother if she did not comply. The woman reportedly managed to flee the area in a taxi, and a report was made to the police. Following investigations, Gooden was apprehended during a targeted operation. He was subsequently charged. SRHA an alert for resurgence of COVID-19 other respiratory illnesses. The Southern Regional Health Authority SRHA says it remains on alert for a possible re-emergence of COVID-19 and other respiratory ailments. SRHA Chairman Wayne Cheng says hospitals and health centers in the region are dealing with a spike in respiratory illnesses, including the flu and COVID-19. Mr. Chang said the region continues to screen for the coronavirus. He urged people who have not yet been vaccinated against COVID-19 to do so, and those who have already taken the vaccine to ensure they get their booster shots. Mr. Cheng also suggested residents could ask at their health center whether the flu vaccine is available. St. Catherine businesses report satisfactory sales this Christmas. 2 years after the COVID-19 pandemic and gathering restrictions put a damper on commercial activities during the traditionally busy Christmas season, business operators in St. Catherine are reporting satisfactory sales. Dennis Robotham, president of the St. Catherine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, said more businesses were prepared for the return of Christmas shoppers. All the vendors and the businesses were open late for the last 3 to 4 days of the season. I checked and a lot of people were satisfied in what went on in terms of business, he reported. He added that the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation made arrangements for vendors to ply their wares in controlled areas. But Mr. Robertson believes sales could have been better had some government workers been paid earlier. I don't think a lot of people got their money in time, so that was kind of a damper, he said. UDC promises spectacular annual New Year's Eve fireworks. With the return of the annual New Year's Fire Eve work set for today, the Urban Development Corporation UDC is promising that after 2 years hiatus, the long-awaited event will be spectacular. This year, the fireworks will be held at 3 locations: the waterfront in Kingston, the Ocherest Bay in St. Anne, and the Harmony Beach Park in St. James under the theme A Diamond Jubilee Celebration in commemoration of Jamaica's 60th anniversary of independence. UDC Corporate Communications Director Lorna Clark said the agency is aware that many Jamaicans are looking forward to the event, especially because it's the first show since the COVID restrictions were lifted. She told reporters that the show will kick off in the early afternoon with the Kiddies Village, followed by the main stage performances by various artists starting at 5 p.m. Ms. Clark said while general admission is free, there are paid options for VIP at the Kingston and Ocherest locations. Ms. Clark states that parking options will be provided, as well as shuttle service from the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC.
Downtown Kingston will provide for our patrons the elements that they have come to love, and with certainly some new elements, and persons will come down and see what that is. We open at 2 o'clock with a kiddies village, so there'll be rides and face painting and a lot of activities for the kids. We then move to showtime at 5 p.m. On the stage, we'll have performers like Busy Signal, Kevin Downswell, Tony Rebel, Etana, Yaxter, Lubert Levy, and the Levy's Heritage. Similarly, for Ocheria, and like the UDC head office, the elements will include the Kiddies Village, Vending Village, the lineup for Ocheria. That includes Ching Ching, Ramon Johnson, Admiral Bailey, among a host of others. For our flagship park in Montego Bay, the Harmony Beach Park, this year what we will be doing there is a day of activity, a fun day, and then a gospel concert at night. Now there'll be fireworks happening in the bay and the concert. For Harmony show, Jermaine Edwards headlines. We have other acts like O'Neill Campbell, Sean Red Cowan, and Deacon Culture. The event is primarily a free event, but we do offer options at our Kingston and our Ocheria location for persons who, want a little bit more. And so for Kingston, for a cost of $15,000 for adults, $20,000 for couples, for children or groups of 5 or more, $10,000. The opportunity is there. You come, you enjoy champagne at midnight, you have, your hors d'oeuvres, and you just really just soak up the atmosphere and, as I say, have a wonderful, wonderful time. Similarly, for Ocheria, there's also the option to provide that sort of experience, outside of the crowd while being in the crowd, if you get what I'm saying. So for adults, that cost would be $8,000, and for children, it's $4,000. Parking is provided, and for Kingston, we have several parking sites available. Our Fisheries Car Park, Craft Market, the Harbour Street Craft Park, Transport Center, Jamaica Customs, and there's a cost of $400 for persons to park in that area. There is a park and ride from the National Heroes Park with a cost of $600. That's an arrangement, a partnership with the JUTC. And so persons have the opportunity to park and be driven down leisurely. And at the end of the event, they are returned to their vehicles. I must also remind persons that because for Kingston in particular, the event is staged on the waterfront, that, we have closed some roads. Information for the road closure can be found at our website and at all our social media handles.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share,